Kate, the astrologer from Blackbird Blessings, here with your astrological forecast for the last week of July. Happy birthday to all my Leos out there. We are going to be shifting into Leo season, and we are leaving that emotional, watery sign of Cancer, and here we are finally getting that amazing summer boost from this fire sign of Leo. Leo is the only one of our planets to be ruled by the sun, so we are going to be bathed in sunlight. We are going to be getting a total jolt of electricity right to our bloodstream. It's like caffeine overload. We're going to be having lots of fire this week. So let's dive in and find out what is happening this week. All right, so Leo season, it is dramatic, it is playful, it is tapping into that childlike energy, right? Now for some of us, looking back at our own childhood, we're like, well, you know what, it wasn't all hopscotch and hula hoops and ice cream cones, right? Sometimes childhood can be hard, right? And we carry some of those things with us. That's really not the energy that Leo season is focused on. This is the time to find that playful side, that curiosity, that beautiful wonder about life and energies around you, right? And taking that time to stay in the moment and notice the things that are around you that make you happy, that make you giggle like a little kid, right? Popping bubbles, that's the type of energy that we have with Leo season. However, we have a little bit of some hard transits and some tougher energy to begin. So don't worry, that playful, amazing energy is coming. However, the beginning of the week, we do have some pretty important shifts that we need to mention first, okay? So let's talk about yesterday. All right, so Saturday the 22nd, Venus, our planet of love and passion and self-worth, beauty and money and pleasure, is going retrograde, right? We don't talk a lot about retrogrades unless people really like dive into astrology. Like all you know is like Mercury retrograde, oh no, my printer's probably not gonna work, and communication, right? But what does it mean when Venus, the planet of all of those lovely feelings and lovely things, is going retrograde? It is our time to pause and analyze how these themes are showing up in our lives, okay? So let's take it step by step, right? So it is time to reflect on the love relationships in your life and take a step back to say, what is working? What might not be working anymore? And with this, the sun in Leo, shining that sunshine right on it, right? And having a lot of fire in the sky right now, it is saying, you need to find that thing that kind of reignites that spark, you know, to make those passions burn again. Or are these relationships that need to be burned to the ground and the ashes are swept away? Right? That's something to kind of sit with and think about. It is also a time to figure out, how are you showing up in a loving way for others and those around you? How are you showing love? Are you showing love in a manner that the people are able to receive it, right? The way that you show love might not be the way that people receive it. So thinking about your audience at this point is going to be really important. All right. And Venus also rules our self-worth. How are you talking to yourself inside your head, your inner monologue, right? I know that sometimes our inner monologue can sound like Regina George energy and such a mean girl. We can be wicked critical of ourselves, like, oh, that was so stupid. Why did you do that? Like, you know, why can't you just get your stuff together? And all of these negative things that just seem to come automatically. This is our time to really pause and say, you know what? I need to reframe this. I need to start speaking to myself better, because it's our self-worth and our self-value is not in how others look at us, but how we're talking to ourselves. How are we perceiving ourselves? How are we showing ourselves love? And with this Venus retrograde, it's so important to start thinking about how we're speaking to ourselves. I know that this can be uncomfortable and it can be a hard shift to get out of those habits that we've created and built up for ourselves, but it is so important to be able to move forward, to speak to ourselves really kindly. All right. So things about surrounding beauty and pleasure. How are you enjoying life right now? Are you just kind of in the rat race, trapped in your head, in work, or wherever you are? You need to find some things and reevaluate what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure, and how are you going after those, right? So these are some things Venus really wants us to look at. Money is also ruled. So your own personal finances is also ruled by Venus. So when Venus goes retrograde, it's really important to analyze your budgets, analyze your spending. Do not go out and buy new vehicles, maybe entering into new contracts of houses or different things. It's not the time for that. It's also not the time really to start a new relationship. It is the time to analyze what you have and figure out how you plan on moving forward. But you know, if you're looking for that summer fling or anything, I would advise against it until September 3rd when Venus is going to go direct. So basically for the rest of the summer, if you are single, stay single, enjoy yourself, find out things that you make you happy, and just roll with it, because, you know, come the fall when cozy sweater season starts, perhaps you'll be ready at that point. All right. So the last time that Venus went retrograde in Leo was July through September 2015. So this is a really good time to look back and say, where was I? And what were some of the things that I was working through then? Some of those themes may represent itself. However, think about how much more mature you are. Think about how much more wisdom you have since 2015, right? It's been a while. You have become maybe a different person or have embraced different pieces of yourself and your life. So think about how those themes have matured in your life and the difference. So it might be kind of a nice time to stop and, you know, look back and give yourself like a pat on the back for like how well that you have matured and grown in your own life, and figuring out where you still need some work. All right, let's move forward. So Sunday at 9:50, the sun is going into Leo. However, we are not going to get the total burst of energy and that fun and playfulness just quite yet. So also into Monday morning, Chiron, which is an asteroid that signifies our soul wound. What is it, that deep-seated wound from this life or past lives that we are working through and we are trying to navigate and figure out and heal from? Chiron is going retrograde at 19 degrees Aries. So this is going to show up for you in that particular, wherever 19 degrees Aries is in your house particular, that is where this focus is going to be. So these old wounds are going to represent themselves, and it's going to be kind of uncomfortable. It's going to be like resetting a bone that isn't healing right. Maybe you've moved on and time has progressed, but that wound is not healing appropriately. It is not set well. So we're going to be ripping the scab off. We're resetting the bone. It is not going to be nice time necessarily. However, you are going to be able to look at this with grace and more wisdom than when this wound originally occurred. And so figuring out where that energy is going to be is locating the house where 19 degrees Aries is falling, and that's going to really show you where that energy is going to manifest itself. And so check your chart out, and if you're not sure how to read that or you're not sure how to get your chart, please get in touch with me from the website. I'd be happy to help you so you can navigate this. Now, this is not going to be like, you know, like the house is burning down on Monday. However, it is going to be a slow process from Monday until early December. So it is healing is a process, right? There's not necessarily a timeline for grief or healing or wounds, right? It doesn't necessarily always follow a linear pattern. So take it slow, do not fret, because we are going to be able to look at this and really find that closure and healing that we need. And that is so important. All right. So what else do we have going on? Okay. Also Sunday, the 23rd, Mercury in Leo is going to cause some tension when it squares Uranus in Taurus. Okay. This is kind of Two of Pentacles energy. If you're familiar with tarot, it's preparing for unexpected events and being able to juggle and kind of shift gears. So there may be disruptions to your day. There might be some news that's unexpected. And you're gonna have to kind of shift. So just be prepared to be flexible, all right? Also, because this is a square with Mercury, our planet of communication, make sure that misunderstandings and your words are not going to cause arguments that are unnecessary, all right? So just be mindful of that, okay? So this word of caution really carries over through Monday, because the moon is moving into the air sign of Libra. So we have the fire sun, we have the air moon. So think about how in the physical world, how fire and air react. You can't have fire without the air, right? So if you have a bonfire, right, and huge gusts of wind are blowing it, right, you're gonna end up burning like forests down, right, if there's too much. But if you have a very small flame and too much air, birthday candle situation. We don't want to extinguish our passion and our fire, but we don't want it to get wild and out of control. So finding that balance, which is really good for the Libra moon, is all about balance and beauty. So being able to find that middle ground of being able to have your thoughts and intellect and things and that passion and that fire. So that way it is in harmony rather than explosive and out of control. All right, so that is the word of caution for that. But the high vibe of this Leo sun and Libra moon is what I like to call affectionately RuPaul energy, or some people might even say Beyonce energy, okay? Because Leos are all about being over the top and flashy and showy and look at me and fabulousness, and the Libras are here to make everything so beautiful and shiny and wonderful and like that perfect aesthetic. So if you are feeling social, I would suggest getting the girls together, putting on the red lipstick and the heels that you don't always wear, and go for it, because this is the time for you to shine. Do not let that get dimmed. Go for it. It's going to be awesome. Wednesday and Thursday, we have the Leo sun with a Scorpio moon. We are feeling physically strong. We're feeling emotionally in tune with ourselves. We are feeling like, you know what? I've got this. And you're feeling really confident. So make sure that confidence gives you a beautiful boost without getting cocky, because nobody likes that, right? Friday and Saturday, as we move into our weekend, we have 5 planets in fire. Yikes, right? So this is that caffeine boost that we've been waiting for. This is that social, playful energy. So make sure that you are tempering some of those maybe aggressive emotions if people are rubbing you the wrong way. Find that playful heart. Find the things that bring you joy and enjoy your weekend. If you want to know where these transits are going to affect you personally, please get in touch with me through the website. I would love to help figure this out with you. So until next time, be well and follow the stars.